Hello, I'm Martin Fencka and welcome to another of my Part of Exile videos. This time I'm recording from the Harbinger League from the first time, and I think this is day 16 of the league, but I didn't have time to play during like last 2 weeks. So basically what I managed to get during the first 2 weeks of the league, and yeah, I bought a Headhunter like 2 days ago, then sold it immediately because I think Headhunter is horrible in this league with the low mob density on the maps. Instead I bought a Mirror, and when I linked these items, I got many whispers asking how I'm farming currency in this league. So as usual, instead of answering everyone individually, I decided to just record the video and explain a bit what I'm doing during this league and how I farm currency. I should say that what I am doing is definitely not the most effective way of farming currency in this league, but well, the other way is the more effective way. So I just refuse to do. I'll mention Iberlab spam fast or speed running with the Pathfinder Road Runner, Blade Vortex, or Glacial Cascade Mines, these builds that can do lab in like 3 minutes. I just despise lab, so I refuse to do that, and I just actually want to play the game, so I refuse to just sit in the hideout and flip currency. Also, I didn't feel like doing Iberatzer and Shaper, and I'm not sure how effective these are during the league, so I basically got just left with mapping or try my usual method, spam alking jewelry. I tried that for a while, but I have to say it seems so ineffective during this league for some reason. I just wasn't able to get any decent rolls in, like, I don't know, I probably out like 2,000 amulets and rings, and it just seemed like almost a waste of money. I barely managed to get back what I invested, so I was left just with mapping. So I checked the atlas and was thinking, okay, what can I do? And I decided to go for divination cards farming, something I tested like 2 or 3 leagues ago, and I focused on the Doctor, the Hoarder, and Abundant Wealth divination cards. So this means tier 10, 11, and tier 12, where I focused my attention. When I check my atlas, I have tier 1 to tier 9 complete, maybe except some unique maps. I don't really care if I'm missing a map or 2 here and there. Talking about unique maps, of course, I don't have like Putrid Cloister, I don't have Hall of Great Masters, but doesn't really matter if you lose like 2-3 points here, not such a big deal. So I have all the tier 1 to tier 9 maps. In tier 10 I shaped Burial Chambers as the only map. I don't have any other tier 10 map. This is probably the biggest like difference compared to what other people are shaping. The reason why I shaped Burial Chambers is this map can drop not Headhunter, it can drop the Doctor card, which not that many people know. And when I said in the, let's say, guild chat that I have only this tier 10 map, most people just laughed at me, because everyone says the map is horrible, has horrible layout, has horrible density. I don't agree with that. Usually you just have like 2 squares that are connected with 2 tunnels, or it can be 1 large square with 2 underground areas, and when you get used to the layout, it's actually pretty easy to run this without backtracking. The density can be bad, but when you check the position of the map on the atlas, you can actually use 3 white sextants to sextant the map. You have Primordial Pool. This actually can reach the Burial Chamber, so that's 1 white map. Then you have Walls of Azure, that's another white sextant, and then you have Wall Pyramid, that's another wall sextant that can reach the Burial Chambers, and current ratio is 1-to-1 white sextants to chaos, so that's almost like no investment, and decent sextants increase the density a lot. It's still true that you spend a bit more time clearing this map than, let's say, Atoll or these linear maps, but the reason when it's properly sextanted is not that it's that you spend too much time running in between mobs and in empty spaces. It's just because the map is pretty large and it has more mobs, so it takes a bit more time to clear the map. And sometimes I'm even running this without sextants. It doesn't seem that horrible. So that's the tier 10. Some people will still not agree with me, and it's perfectly fine, but I just like the map. I got used to it, and I recommend at least trying it. You might be surprised that the map is not bad, especially, or the reason is that you can get the doctor card, of course. If the doctor wasn't there, I wouldn't be talking about this. I would just shape dunes or mesa as everyone else, and or primordial pools, and wouldn't even notice this map. But that doctor card just makes this interesting and worth it for me. Then tier 11, shaped forest. Almost everyone knows about this one, of course. Also drops the doctor, and quite a few people are now shaping the spider forest. So that's tier 11, but from what I heard, it's not easy to sustain just spider forests. So, and when I tried it, I also had problems sustaining only spider forests by just running spider forest, mostly because this map has a horrible position in the atlas, and you can sextant it only with one white sextant from the spider layer. Then you can do 2 yellows and 1 red, but it's quite expensive, and it's still 4 maximum for quite large investment. So it's not worth it, and even if you just go for 4 sextants, you still have problems sustaining. And because I want to keep running maps that can drop the doctor all the time, that's why I'm sustaining the spider forest with the help of burial chambers. I just do spider forests until I run out. During those runs, I get a ton of burial chambers. Usually from like 10 spider forests, I get 15 burial chambers. Then I keep spamming just burial chambers for quite a while. Get shaped spider forests and rinse and repeat. Plus then, when I get bored of these 2 maps, I go to tier 12s, which I have here. I have only Vault, because this map drops both the Hoarder and Abundant Wealth Divination card. These are not as valuable as they were, for example, in the previous league, because Exalts are still like, let's say 40 chaos. But, well, still, if you can get just 3 Exalts here and there for turning in 5 Abundant Wealth and an Exalt for 12 Hoarders, they are not that uncommon. I actually got like 7 or 8 sets of Abundant Wealth already in this league. So this map is just decent. It's not the best map, but because of those divination cards, for me, again, it's worth it. I like this divination card farming. The problem of Vault is that it's not just not worth sextanting. You have some maps around it that you could potentially use, but you want to keep these empty. So you have Obas, and you can sextant the Vault, but red sextants are just too expensive, and it's not worth the investment. So that's the Atlas, and that's what I just keep doing, running these maps over and over again. All the drops, all the currency that I get from these maps, I transform into Chaos Orbs, and all the Chaos Orbs I then, or with those Chaos Orbs I then buy Exalts. Now many people are complaining about the market manipulation, about the price manipulation of Exalts during this league, but I don't understand that. Why are you complaining that Exalts are cheap? When Exalts are cheap, then I just won't be selling them. I'll be buying them. They will go up most likely. So now I'm just buying Exalts as fast as I can, and it's actually easy to farm currency on maps. Now, when you have Exalt for 40 chaos, you get the currency you need to buy it much faster from mapping than when it's 100 chaos, as it was in the previous league. So I always fill up this tab. Then I just clear the mass, and every time I do that, I do this, let's say, twice a day when I really focus on mapping, and every time I clear this tab, I get enough currency to buy 6 to 7 more Exalts. So I can easily buy 10, 12, maybe 14 Exalts every day when I really keep spamming maps that day. And I'm not counting the drops that I sometimes get. I get like Primordial Harmony, I get Shoves, I got 1 Doctor card. So that adds up pretty easily. And I have to say that I got over 100 Exalts in in 1 week. The first week of the league was horrible for me. I actually had to re-roll my starter build because I just didn't choose the right build. So I lost the first week, so basically made 100 exalts in the second week of the league just by running maps. So yeah, this is the explanation. This is what I'm doing during the league. Maybe one more thing to say everything. I'm still doing Regal Orb recipes. I have these tab. My loot filter shows all the tier 1 bases. So I'm getting tier 1 gloves, blah blah blah, everything, plus all the jewelry. So eventually these tabs fill up. And from time to time, like once every 2 days, I just do the Regal recipe. And then I have a very small currency shop set up where I'm buying white sextants for regals, because people aren't used to trade chaos for other currencies. Sometimes they get confused when there is offer of let's say less common orbs. When you set the ratios regals to sextants, people just not used to it. Right now the ratio is 1 apprentice sextant to 1 chaos. And the ratio of regals and chaos, you can get 5 regals, I think. No, yeah, 5 regals for 4 chaos. So chaos are more valuable than regals and about the same value as apprentice sextants. But I am buying 5 apprentice sextants for 4 regals just because people are not used to trading between these currencies, like between different currencies than chaos are. They're just not, I think, willing, or just don't realize that sometimes the ratios are off and I can get better trades this way. It's not a big deal. It's just small difference, and you don't have to do it. It's probably not even worth it. I'm not getting that many trades anymore. As I said, the majority of all the money that I got is just from mapping. So yeah, that's the explanation of what I'm doing during this league. And I probably won't be recording too much during Harbinger unless there are some changes, because the usual crafting sessions that I was doing during the previous leagues are just not worth it right now. So maybe I could record some like open ring crafting that's still worth doing, or also what's worth doing are the other type, that steel ring crafting. Those might be worth it, especially with like essences, but I'm not doing these things that much, so who knows how many videos I'll be recording during the Harbinger. So yeah, we are done with this video. I hope that this will be worth something to you, that you maybe try what I'm doing, and that it will also earn you some money so that you can buy the gear you want. And thanks to that, you'll be able to enjoy this league at least a bit, because it's honestly not that good, and unless there are some changes, there probably won't be too many people playing it in like a month. But well, you'll see, they buffed the league once already, so maybe they'll do it again, and it will actually be fun at some point. But anyway, this will be all for this video, as I said, so I hope that you liked it. I hope that you're gonna join me for the next one again, if I record another one. And until then, have a good time. Bye-bye.